All right, y'all, TYT Sports. So, Paul Pierce was on the jump today, and he was spitting fake news on Markelle Fultz. If anyone has watched this medium, you know that I think Markelle Fultz is going to win Most Improved Player this year. My goal for him is 15-4-3, which I think he can easily achieve. Yet here was Pierce talking about Fultz and how he's going to be limited this year, not from injury and not even from confidence. Take a look.
I don't think he's going to be able to develop there. I mean, just like the same situation with Jason Tatum. You have Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid. I mean, he's not even going to be a starter this year because of J.J. Redick.
So to say that it's too crowded, where exactly is it too crowded? He's a fellow point guard who could play shooting guard. On top of this, you have Ben Simmons, who still we don't know can shoot jump shots. Joel Embiid, who could stretch it out, but is mainly a back-to-the-basket big, using his dream shake-like footwork. And then who's your third star? The modern-day NBA requires 3 stars. Requires is a loose term. Requires 3 stars to really have that much of a shot at making it to the conference finals. Bob Covington is going to be there till 2021, I believe. Dario Saric, he didn't even mention. My main point is, to bring up J.J. Redick is asinine. They brought him back because he's a veteran. There's plenty of room for Markelle Fultz to be in here. And to say that it's too crowded or that he won't start, the reason he's not starting is because he played in like 10 games last year, Paul. What are you expecting out of it? And then there was this also. On Fultz, I'm hearing the Sixers are encouraged by the recent clips and maybe even how the shot held up during live action. It's not perfect, and there may be some ups and downs, but it's made steady progress. The plan is for big minutes and a starting role from the jump. A starting role from the jump, and yet Paul Pierce is criticizing him by saying that everyone needs to get a touch. This is way too crowded of a team. Like, do you want him to go and let his career die in Sacramento with Vivek Ranadive, who thinks, no. What we need to do is play 4 guys on defense, 1 on offense, so we could put up 130 points per game? Come on, Paul.
So, these guys are being hampered because they have the talent on their team, and we're not going to understand what his true potential is in Markelle Fultz, just like Jason Tatum, until they get somewhere to where they can be the guy. Mm-hmm. He has the guy potential, Markelle. Tatum has the guy potential, but we won't be able to see that, and then that's what's going to slow down their development because the teams are on.
Aside from Ben Simmons, who could create their own shot consistently on this team? At Washington, he was a pull-up machine, and we saw that and why he was taken number 1 overall. Aside from Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, who are vastly different positions, who else can create their own shot consistently? That is where Markelle Fultz fits in. J.J. Redick cannot do that. Wilson Chandler cannot do that. T.J. McConnell did it for a small stretch, what I'll get into in just a moment. But Markelle Fultz is the only one that could potentially do so. So to say there's only one ball with the Carmelo Anthony, Allen Iverson argument for Paul Pierce is asinine, once again. But yet we have one more from Paul. Tell us the truth.
I don't know why he didn't play more when he was back from being injured or wherever you want to call it. He had some good games down the stretch, and then he didn't play in the playoffs.
Well, there's a reason that he didn't play in the playoffs. And once again, it is because he was limited to so many games. On top of that, T.J. McConnell was great during the regular season when the Philadelphia 76ers won over 10 games. I think it was like 16 straight games. And then in one game, T.J. McConnell went for about 14 or 19 points against Boston, and then he shot almost 70% from the field in the playoffs. T.J. McConnell was the spark plug. It was a Linsanity-like effect where we're like, wow, is this guy really doing this? Yeah, he was, Paul. There's a reason that Markelle Fultz was not picked, and Brett Brown even spoke on it.
This is where sometimes I kind of scratch my head. Markelle Fultz played 10 end-of-season games for the year, and TJ played the whole year and had a hell of a year, and we've won 18 in a row, or whatever it was, and we were winning. We're playing good basketball. It is a decision, I can see that. He's the first player chosen in the NBA draft. But there is also a, preparatory time frame that logically somebody could have, should have, even if they weren't 19. There's continuation of growth of a whole year. There is a little bit of the physicality element that we felt in the Miami game. TJ grabbed his spot and walked it down. We won a series.
He did play in that game against Miami. He logged 14 minutes. He looked okay at times in that series. The fact is, TJ McConnell beat him out. That's why he didn't play. Come on, Paul. Get your head in the game. You know what's my favorite song? You could ring my bell. So do it, why don't you? Ring the damn bell. And download the TYT app. Available on Android and iOS.